inspiring ourselves by. But yeah, that's what when I was thinking of composing the maypole vignette. Maybe if we do the maypole at the end of the first act, and then during intermission she's tied to the maypole, that would kind of be setting her up to be burned at the stake. But so she'll be there. I don't know. I like having her suspended in this moment of stasis before shit goes buck wild crazy.
I like referencing those like really like campy or like the traditional like the maypole, like the piece you would do, but also like the Dada element of like interspersing these rituals that they do not have their origins in any particular religion, things that we just make up and kind of like create confusion. Like, but it's still a ritual. We're still all doing it, but they're wondering like, what is this referencing? Like, what is this? And then like that are familiar and like trying to put it together. I don't know.
Like one element could be like, and then this is again. I also have training in clowning, like going around and smelling each other's armpits and be like, oh, that's so awesome, or just like odd things like that. That's just like, ugh, like gross declension of creepy, or like sniffing each other's butts like dogs. I'm just saying, like. That's kind of what I'm inclined to think in terms of social engagement, of looking at the animals, and again, like with the carnival of the animals like in the back of my mind, it's like, kind of, not even thinking of that, it's like, what are some other things that we can do? I just love German expression. And the genre.
So at least I'm working with it, and then after that I walked through the barn.
Well, that's maybe there can be sections where we purely improvise, and what it is you're improvising, and then every time there's a change in the passage or a change of the section that you're doing, then we improvise and think about the new thing that we do live there at the show.
That could be fun. Very tricky.
That's like intermediate level ensemble improvisation.
You all have to kind of be able to not really communicate what's happening.
I'm into that!
We need that challenge. Like, if we can pull off this time around, it's great. But like, if not, like in the future, we should be at that level where we can pull stuff off. Like that's where like there's an element of like risk, like and like makes it so much more gratifying. Like, make it happen.
But that, and they're doing a Shakespearean piece, and that is closer to what actual Shakespearean acting was. It was off of cue scripts, as in they only had their lines and only the 3 words before them. So what it was is, let's say there's a scene of 4 people, I am listening to somebody say, and then we went home.
And then you know what you're saying.
So that's what it is. And then as a performer, I'm engaged in the scene. I'm looking at you because you're speaking now, and I'm waiting for, and then they went home because we had to go home.
Right.
That's what I say, and then I cue somebody else. That's the live element of the way that Shakespeare is composed.
Well, yeah, it creates a more genuine effect because you're actually having to listen and focus like you would in a daily conversation. It's far more easy to create the impression of genuine conversation when you're actually genuinely listening to the other person.
Maybe we can do things where, like a Dadaist thing would be, or, I mean, an obvious burlesque Dadaist thing would be, like, kind of like orgy-esque, Kama Sutra-esque sex positions that we do, of like, oh, I'll, like, drain myself around a chair like this, and then somebody comes and does this, and then, if it's a duet, then I move, and then I make it sexual in another way, and constantly keep that evolving as a very easy physical improv sort of thing, that is both burlesque, and then has has that more sexual performance elements to it, which we haven't really talked about doing as much, but I think it's definitely within our creative license as a burlesque troupe to engage in. So that's just kind of one thing to think about. That's a really easy improvising thing. That again, I think she's typecasting you as this kind of like 50s fedora wearing kind of spotlight rose in the teeth kind of.
Alright, no more sex after this last.
I honestly like feel more comfortable just like letting
Let me tell you.
the experts decide what my persona should be, and I will definitely let you know whether or not I think it's fitting. But I feel more comfortable letting. I don't think I can make my own costume.
No. But in terms of, like, are you comfortable being topless? Are you comfortable wearing briefs? Are you comfortable wearing, like, booty shorts or, like, hammers? Like, what's kind of your comfortability in terms of exposing?
I'm very comfortable exposing my body.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm not putting anything out of bounds.
Okay, so I'll come up with some sketches of things that I think would be interesting. So if we were to kind of look at you, of your role and Emma's role, of like, okay, if we have the high priest, the high priestess, the virgin being sacrificed, and the two attendants, which essentially these two attendants are an extension of us, so that we don't have to touch her. Maybe that's another thing. I'm just like, we don't touch her until the second act. And then it's all about touching her, all about engaging with her, all about... That'll make it much more carnal. And then again, the lack of touch adds to this kind of hand sanitized, kind of clean and sterility of it, and goes along with that bleach white cotton, which we've now evolved to.
Well, it's all about creating these contrasts. Like, that second half is going to be so much more of a good show in a good way. If that first section is just so like polished and demure and clean, like I feel like we just need to make that distinction, that contrast as expressive as possible.
And you know, again, I always do this. It's like the arch of the composition is. It's like foreplay. It really is what it is. Like you have, and that's kind of the burlesque as a genre. That's very indicative of it. Of just like, if you walk out, get butt naked in the first 30 seconds, then it's going to be really hard for you to continue to sustain it. If you continue to dress, undress, expose, re-expose, contort yourself, then the audience is like, I really just want to see that titty. I just want to see that titty. And if at the end of it, you don't show them that titty and they're like, oh my god, I just wanted to see it so much, that's when you create a fetish around yourself as a performer, around your show as a thing, and they're like, I want to come back. I love that. The blue balling effect, if we're using a sexual term. It's like, oh my god, I love that. It turns you on, for lack of a better word. I'm just like, oh my god, I was just like kind of like wanting to see her. Why didn't she let me see her? You know, and that kind of frustration is what draws.
Why should we satisfy? Why should we give them what they're yearning for? Because we're the ones in control. Like, we need to really exercise that control to its fullest extent.
Yeah, I think we just hit a very interesting topic that we should really try to incorporate in terms of the overall compositional arc. Is like, I know these girls are going to